The Lord be with you. Welcome, everyone. Can you hear me in the back? Great. We got thumbs up from the young people who can hear us. Good. Oh, and some of the older ones, too. Great, great. Let us pray. Almighty and ever-living God, source of all wisdom and understanding, be present. Be present with those who take counsel for the renewal and mission of your church. Teach us in all things to seek first your honor and glory. Guide us to perceive what is right and grant us both the courage to pursue it in the grace to accomplish it through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. I would like to invite our senior warden, Susan Grody, to come forward.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming. I think we're going to have spring today. We had winter yesterday, so, you never know what it's going to be. What I love about our church is that we are a welcoming family. And from the day I walked in 21 years ago, this has been my second family. We share many wonderful things together, and we're there for each other during good times and bad. And that's what makes Calvary very special. It's wonderful to be back in church together. We can again worship in our beautiful church, and those that can't be with us in person can watch virtually online. Although we can't drink from the cup, we can again take part in communion. We have our wonderful music teams who add a lot to our worship services. Calvary has had many great things happening this year. We had a wonderful Lent and Easter, which is a special time of year for all of us. In June, Father Ralph was formally installed as our rector, and he celebrated his one-year anniversary just recently in October. Our potluck dinner and game night in July was a big success, and we plan to have more of those in the future. Everyone who attended our Camp Allen Fall Retreat had a great weekend of fun and fellowship, and this was the first year that we actually invited parents from the school, so we'll continue to do that as well. We hope more of you will join us next year. If you haven't been to Camp Allen, it's just a wonderful place to be. It's kind of our third home, some of us. In November, we had a great turnout at our stewardship dinner at the Swinging Door. And we were also able to do our Thanksgiving dinner this year, which was great. I think we served over 600 people Thanksgiving meal. We closed the year with our wonderful Advent activities, making Advent wreaths and decorating cookies and decorating ornaments. The lovely Chrismon tree was done by our cross-stitch group, and it welcomed people as they entered the front of our church. I want to take a minute to talk about the people of Calvary and how they love to serve. We don't just serve our community, we serve each other. There are a host of committees that we can become a part of to serve others and to get to know each other better. I would like to ask those that lead a committee to stand for a moment.
Be shy. Come on.
I know there's leaders in here. And then if you are one of the people on a committee, would you please stand? Okay. So I'd like to thank everyone who has given their time this year. And if you are interested in becoming part of a committee, want to help with the church, either here or outside of the church, go talk to one of those people and find out about it, see what they're up to. So I'd like to also thank our Vestry. We have a few members that are leaving us this year or have left us. They rolled off in December, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But I'd like to thank our Vestry for the time and commitment that they give. We meet every month, second Tuesday of the month. All people are welcome to come to the Vestry meeting if they want to, see what we're doing. But we just have a wonderful church here, and I hope that you guys will feel at home. And if you ever need anything, Calvary is always here for you. Thank you. Oh, I was supposed to appoint you. Sorry. This is my first year, so I was supposed to appoint the recording secretary, which is Barb Alt. She's sitting over there. Everybody knows Barb Alt. Okay? And then we're supposed to approve the minutes from last year's meeting. Yes?
Move that we approve the minutes from the last meeting as presented.
Okay, thank you. Anyone second?
I'll second.
Okay? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion passed. Thank you.
Christian?
That's what I did.
Good morning, everyone. If you'll turn to page 9 of the booklet that you have on your desk, you'll see there is the Finance Committee report. And I'll just kind of go through it, even though you'll be basically hearing what's written there. Last year, we only received 84.3% of the pledges. Now, that sounds bad, but it's not really as bad as it sounds because we were very optimistic when we passed the budget last year. And because we knew with Father Ralph there would be new people joining the church, but some of those people may not have actually filled out a pledge card, so that money was really counted for in the plate offerings. And if you read the very next part, it says we did receive 227% of the plate offerings that was budgeted. So if you turn to the page after the next page, you'll see that the plate that we had plate offerings budgeted at $60,000, but we received $136,000. So that was really fantastic. So overall, we were still down a little bit by 1.3%, or $8,057 when you compare it to the budget. So overall, that's not bad. We're still in a COVID environment, so there's still some issues from that, but overall, that was really great. The operating expenses for the church was up 2.1%. Ministry expenses was down 5.6%. The church was left with a surplus budget last year of $11,657. A 2022 budget was passed with a deficit of $22,647, and this was presented and passed by the Vestry. The Vestry was comfortable with a 2022 deficit and believes that this deficit will be offset partly by the 2021 surplus if necessary, but we also believe that there probably will be additional income coming in. When you compare the 2022 and the 2021 budget, there's an increase in total revenue of 9.5%, or $29,675. However, when you compare the total revenue to the 21 actual, less the grant money, then it is down $24,834. In 2020, we received a PPP loan from the federal government of $41,851. This was recognized last year as grant income, and so that is part of the income that we have in there. That is pretty much it that I have for the budget, unless anybody has any questions. And if you have some specific questions, if you have general questions, I'll take them now. If you have specific questions, see me afterwards, and I'll be glad to answer them. All right, if that's it, then that's it for the Finance Committee.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
Good morning.
So, as you can see from our report on page 12 for the Outreach Committee, for the Outreach Ministry here at Calvary, we've been pretty darn active despite our COVID situation. I'm not going to run through, and that's mainly due to our dedicated ministry leaders and our volunteers, for sure. I'm not going to read through this entire report, as it does span, 5 pages in this report. But I do invite you all to read through it. Maybe you'll find a ministry that calls to you and may inspire you to start a new one. Who knows? But here's some highlights from 2021. Calvary volunteers participated in 2 homes built by Fort Bend Habitat in 2021. One of the homes was a collaboration with Attack Poverty and the Episcopal Diocese of Texas, so that was pretty awesome. A new build is planned for this fall, which Calvary does plan to support. The Preston Street Community Garden, really want to thank that committee for really making this garden flourish this year. Even with the freeze, over 1,800 pounds of food was delivered to Helping Hands in the women's shelter. All the garden beds, I believe, are spoken for at the moment. I think there's a waiting list. I don't know. I'm looking for Rick Lane, but you have 2 spaces available. Okay. The community garden, the community is starting to get more involved, which was the whole intention of the garden. And we were granted an additional ½ acre of land to expand the garden further. So keep an eye out for. Oh, there's Rick. Hi, Rick. Keep an eye out for some work days coming up in February and in March, right? Okay, we'll get those announcements out. Calvary supported Friends of North Richmond's Mission Week in last June, and we donated non-perishable food, clothing, and contributed financially to Helping Hands, including the Super Bowl carrying sponsored by our youth group. Even with COVID, our Kairos ministry was able to hold a few prayer and share sessions and did weekly prayer meetings on Zoom. And we were able to mentor 4 kids at Jane Long through our Kids Hope ministry, so that's starting to come back again as well. Calvary saved 318 lives through our blood drives, gave Christmas gifts to 150 children through our adoptive family ministry, delivered 650 Thanksgiving meals, and provided, and I put, I think I got the wrong numbers under Family Promise. It's 50 meals, but it was for a whole week, so if you got to multiply by 7. So it's really 350 meals to 12 homeless families. We washed over 900 loads of laundry through our Laundry Love ministry as well for families here in Richmond and Rosenberg area. So please read the entire report. These ministers, leaders have put some time into this. And we really ask you for your involvement, because it doesn't happen without you. So if you have any questions about these ministries, or you have any ideas for future ones, please come see us. Okay? Thank you.
Good morning. If you would turn to page 18 of your document, that's where you can find the Calvary Foundation. The foundation was created as an additional means for people to support Calvary Church, its ministries, and the community in general that it serves. It also provides a means for receiving matching gift funds through its youth and outreach funds, because that may or may not be offered to other religious organizations. We've been in a functional 501c3 for 7 years, and in 2021 the foundation continued its work by supporting Calvary and its mission grants through the 4 funds. The Heritage Fund, being the first fund, supports projects that enhance the beauty of the facility. And projects of this fund include capital improvements like the previous year to help with the Parish Hall remodel. And this year the grant was for $45.75 for new altar candelabras and the beautiful seasonal liturgical banners that we find in our church now. So there was a grant for that. The Christian Discipleship Fund, I'm mentioning that's for speakers and other programs, and I want to mention that to people because we haven't had a grant request for this in the last 2 years. So I just want to put that out there for you ministry leaders. If you find somebody that you would like to maybe bring in as a speaker, there are some funds available for that. For youth spiritual formation, we granted $512 to Camp Allen for youth scholarships, and that seems kind of low, but the previous year there were many campers that couldn't go and they just held a credit. So usually we're giving more to camp scholarships than that. We also have an outreach fund that supports local ministries that work closely with Calvary, and no requests were made for this fund, but we do have funds that were specially set aside for Habitat for Humanity whenever that gets rolling again. Good to know. We also dispersed one large designated gift. It was for $15,000 given years back for the restoration of the Jesus window, and it became part of a larger stained glass model renovation, and we finally, they requested the last bit of that fund last year. The foundation is charged with the administration and caretaking of the columbarium, and as such, we get the funds for the purchase of the columbarium niches. We also have to pay for the engraving of the thing, so there's a little cost that goes with that too. In 2021, we received $32,503 in memorial gifts and columbarium paintings. There were a lot of columbarium niches sold this past year. Our expenses were $592, and that includes the engraving of the nameplates, our tax preparation, and some office staff fees. I would like to thank my fellow board members. Clayton Cooley had served as vice president, Lisa Lemkowitz as treasurer, Kathy Bethke as secretary, and Dennis Gorka and Ron Best as directors. And Clayton is stepping down after 2 years of his term. He wasn't able to fulfill the third year. The Vestry, well, actually, I guess the board suggested and the Vestry approved Charlie King to serve that last 1 year term for Clayton. And then here's where I'm right in here and wrong on my notes. The outgoing members are Dennis Gorka. We're not outgoing, they completed 1 term, they can be elected to their 2nd term. Dennis Gorka and Lisa Lemkowitz. And so with that, I'm going to turn it over to you for Dennis and Lisa, not the Kathy. Those were in my notes from last year. So.
Okay, I would like to entertain a motion to re-elect, if they are willing, Dennis and Lisa for another term of 4 years?
3 years.
3 years. See a motion by John Unrusek to approve those two. Do I have a second? Got a second over here, Mary Ellen. And all in favor of re-electing Lisa Lumquist and Dennis Gorka to the Calvary Foundation? Aye. Any opposed? Of course not, because then you're elected, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that it?
Yeah, that's
we want
it.
to thank Betsy. I was supposed to re-elect her, which I thought I did last year.
No, you did
but
last year.
I know I did last year. So, but I want to thank Betsy for serving as president of the foundation for these, I don't know how many years, but past couple of years at least. But thank you, and to all of those who have served. It is the things that have been presented to you seem to have been gone through very quickly, but we do want y'all, if you have questions, to ask questions. This is so far been the fastest parish meeting that I've ever had, and we're not through yet because I get to talk for the next hour, but it is it's been going pretty quickly. So if there's any questions up to now, we'll entertain them. Okay, let me get my notes. First thing I would like to do is to thank the youth group this morning for setting up and providing our breakfast for us. They have been doing... They are a mighty group. They may look small in number, but they can do a lot of great things and do a lot of great things for their church, which is you, the people here. And they cook for us once a month, and they got up this morning early and provided the spread that we have this morning. And you can't even see the things that they do because it's just, they're here. Their presence is very important. And I hope you all realize that and continue to thank them. As I look over what's been going on the past year, it's been a busy and exciting year. Even though we still are struggling with COVID and doing things that some people are scared to do, we've had a really, really good year. And the things that, as Roy said, we did a lot in our outreach, even though we didn't spend a lot of the money that we had budgeted for it, but we had people doing things. And that's truly what outreach is going out and helping other people. Calvary does that great. Some people will put their mask on. Some people will put gloves on. Some people will cover up every inch of their skin, but they're still going out and doing things. And I encourage all of those of you who are watching either at home or in here today, if you need to wear a mask, wear it. If you want to wear a mask, wear it. Don't worry about somebody saying, well, gosh, or questioning, why are you still doing that? We want you to come here. We want you to watch. We want you to be present with us in whatever way you can. And I will continue to wear a mask in services and around those of you who come into my office and come to see me, or I go and visit, until you tell me that it is okay that I don't. But for my sake and for my family's sake, when I'm out in public, I'm going to wear a mask. I can't afford to get sick. We did wonderful things, and most of it is attributed to my staff, not me. We have a wonderful staff, beginning with Deacon Nancy, who is just an outstanding minister to work with, and I just cannot thank her enough for all that she does for God. She doesn't do it for me. She doesn't really do it for you. She does it for God. She does it for God. And we are the beneficiaries of that. In my office, Kathy is there every day. She's probably not here today because she was probably up all night stapling the bulletins together because our printer would not fold and staple them. So she was working hard this weekend because we had printer problems. And so these are probably done at the very last minute, and she's probably home resting her fingers from the stapler. But Kathy is wonderful, and I'll tell you a little bit more about her in just a minute. Ann is the best greeter minister that I have ever known in my life. The way that she approaches our greeter ministry, she's got me hopping. Have you called this person? You need to call this person. Just all the things that she does to welcome people who come into our doors, and it's just fabulous. Suzette works with our wonderful young people back there and her team of leaders, and I don't want to miss somebody, but Nicole and Will, who are back there with them right now, and the other leaders who go and hang out with our kids. And that's what a lot of youth ministry is hanging out and listening. Hanging out and listening. And the three of them and the others that do this are just, they're very good. And I'm very appreciative to those of y'all who work with our teenagers. Thank you. Brenda, who most of you probably do not know unless you have a issue with your finances, but Brenda handles the books and has been with us for a little over a year now, and is probably at her church this morning, but she is not a church member, which is actually sad because we don't get to see her here, but that's okay. We love Brenda and all that she does. And then this year we added Amber about mid-year to our staff as she stepped down as senior warden at my request so that she could then come on to our staff and help me with a lot of the special projects, the things that she does behind the scenes that most of us don't even think about that get done because Amber has either volunteered and got it going or found the people to do it. The vaccination clinics that we have were wonderful. They were all instrumental because of Amber's work with help from Kathy, somebody?
Snow.
Kathy?
David.
Kathy Snow.
Snow, that's it, Snow. Everybody spoke at once and I heard 15 different things. Kathy Snow, who I've known for many years, and Amber worked on that, and all of you who volunteered and did not stand up a while ago with the clinics. That was just great. And we want to thank Amber for her ministry here as our special coordinator. Our two lead musicians, Will and John, have been wonderful this year in coming together and leading ministry. Will, who worked both Saturday and Sunday up until Advent, the Pogs, the choir, all of our musicians. It's just wonderful, and we are blessed because of them, because their leadership in our worship just brings us to exciting times where we're talking and hearing from God. This past year, we added a new staff member, Kay Hardy, who just stepped in with the children. Hi, Kay. We're talking about you. Kay joined us as our children's minister probably right in August or so, right before school started, and has done just a phenomenal job in making sure that our nursery workers are here, that they're certified, and they're trained well, that they have safeguarding God's children. And then she also steps into our chapel ministry, which has just been wonderful. And I wish I could go sit in chapel and be a part of that with her, but I'm in there with y'all, which I like to. But thank you, Kay, for coming on and doing just a great job. We have added another couple of people that y'all just really don't see a lot. Several months ago, I asked Mabel Cole to join our team as our church sacristan. And most of you don't even know what a church sacristan is. But it is someone who takes care of the sanctuary and the nave. And Mabel stays after church or comes on a different day, and she picks up all those bulletins that y'all leave in the pews, and she straightens everything out, straightens the cards and the envelopes out that are in there. Make sure that there are hymnals and prayer books that we don't use, but they're there for you if you want them. And Mabel has done just a phenomenal job. And thank you, Mabel, for doing that. We also added another young man that you won't see much of. We've added and I don't want to call him sexton or custodian. I don't know what the right word I want to call it. But we have a young man now who is coming and cleaning our portion of the building, because our services, we went through 6 or 7 different janitorial services since I've been here. And they just don't do a good job. And we've hired a young man named Robert, who comes in the morning, cleans everything up, takes out the trash, wipes down everything, and then spends a couple hours with Jose, who has been here forever, and we all know and love Jose, but he spends a couple hours with Jose training to do more. So when Jose is out, when he's on vacation, we have somebody here full time. And it's just been a great opportunity. He's a young man that I would love for y'all to meet. You may want to take a step back at first. He's got a lot of tattoos. He's got holes in his ears. But we are not here to judge his past, because we are being blessed by his present and his future. I encourage you to get to know him. He's a nice young man, and I think will really continue to bless us. And then, of course, we've been blessed this year with a, I want to call her a seminarian, but I've been told by the bishop that she is an Iona student. We have Rhonda with us for this semester. She'll be with us through May, and we are very blessed to have her. She may be doing this next year on her own, standing up and leading a parish annual meeting somewhere. So that would be great. We have a couple of staff changes that I want to inform you about. Brenda, who has been our financial person for a little over a year, is going to go full-time with the school. We've been splitting her 2 days for us, 3 days for the school, and that has not been the best situation, because we need her 3 days and the school needs her 12 days a week. And so Brenda is moving as of February 1st to full-time with the school. Kathy Haley, who was in that position before, is going to go back and doing those responsibilities along with part of the parish administration duties. Kathy will be a full-time employee, is a full-time employee, will stay full-time, and will be able to handle a lot of your questions still, but now we'll do financial and a little bit of parish administration. But the exciting news is that we are hiring another full-time employee. And when I say full-time, talking Monday to Thursday, 4 days a week, about 32, 34 hours a week. John Broom is going to come on our staff as our parish administrator. John's right here, right in front of me. I can't say the bad things. No, I am so excited to have another man. To have John on our staff, and it'll be wonderful. And so John will be coming on February 1st, and it is my hope that you will welcome him. And if there's anything that he can do for you, please ask as he's learning the different things that we do. Roy has explained a lot of the things that I was going to say, and Susan covered a lot of them. We've expanded our partnership with Friends of North Richmond. We're working really close with them and the garden. The things that we are doing, we've added another organization that we are highly supporting, a group called Hope Fort Bend. And they work with helping adults with troubled past, with some minor disability of not being able to fully function outside, but we're helping them, and they're just right here in our front yard, just a couple of blocks away. We're doing Family Promise, Kids Hope, all the things that Roy covered, and we're doing it with love. We're doing it all with the love of our outreach. Laundry Love is one of our greatest gifts also. Nancy has led that program along with all of you who go once a month, twice a month, once a month over and celebrate. And your funds, your quarters that you donate are very instrumental in allowing that to be just such a successful program. Your once a month contributions, the second Sunday of the month, and now second weekend of the month. Your extra contributions for our assistance ministry is just wonderful, and we're working with Helping Hands in doing that. And then I've also got Bob Toder from our Vestry working on another special project that might even make that even more appealing and more outgoing to or encouraging for us. We had our first year working with the Richmond Police Department in our National Night Out. Great success. We had people eating hot dogs and hamburgers, really good hamburgers, and other things. And that's a program that we want to continue again. In our school. Calvary School is just a wonderful place for our children to come, to be educated, to learn, no matter what their family's religious background is. We accept children to come who want to come and be educated, but also educated in things like caring for each other, caring for those who are out in the community, going and doing things that that other schools just don't get an opportunity to do. Our senior high from our school went and helped with the Habitat House and painting and clearing some of the brush. Just wonderful things that our school is doing. And the education that they're getting, the curriculum has been updated. It's just been outstanding. And working closely hand in hand with Beth and Chris Bradley, who is our board chair, in doing those things to make it possible for children to come together and to learn. Chris Bradley has taken over after just a long running presidency of the school board by Jeff McClellan. And Jeff, I don't see is here today, but I want to thank him.
He's in the sanctuary.
Oh, he's getting ready to play. Great. Jeff has been a friend of mine for many, many years, but has been our president of our school board. Stepped down this past September or somewhere this summer. but did just an outstanding job. And please, when you see Jeff, please thank him for the ministry that he has done. Can we give Jeff a hand even more? We had several people retire from the board this year. Joe Robinson had been on the board for many years, the school board. Frank Clute, Bill Burrell-Smith, and I may have missed somebody else. They did just a yeoman's job, a great job in supporting our school. They've been replaced by several others, James Milford and Terry Mason and Paula Grossman, who is from our Vestry, is our Vestry rep. They've gone on the board and done really good things. We have several other church members, Stephen Cherry, and of course our seminarian, Rhonda, is on our school board, and it's just been great. And I mentioned Chris. When I heard that Jeff was stepping down, one of my immediate thoughts was Chris Bradley. 8 or 9 years ago, I served on the school board here when I was rector of Christ Church in Eagle Lake, and Chris was on the board at that time, and I remember her being very instrumental and very loving and caring on that board, as she was a teacher then at Straight Jesuit, but took time when most teachers don't have time in the evening to come and be a part of our board. And just those thoughts kept coming back to me, and I said, Chris is the one. Chris is the one I want to step up and to do that. And very thankfully, she said yes. Last I have is Terry and I just want to thank you. Thank you for the opportunities that y'all have given us to come and to be a part of such a warm and loving and caring and giving community. It is just an honor. And I know that I have loved all the churches that I have served. And when I say churches, I mean the people that were members of my congregations. Y'all are wonderful. Y'all are just wonderful. And it is an honor for us to be here.
Let's hear it for Terry and Ralph.
Thank you, John. I think that's really, I really haven't missed anything else. It's just been a great year, and we're looking forward to getting out more, to starting Saturday night worship again. We're looking forward to opportunities that we may not even have thought of, opportunities that God will drop in our lap, and for us to be able to just latch on to and to carry through with some great ministry. Our vestry is dedicated, our school board is dedicated, our staff is dedicated, and I know that each one of you are too. You wouldn't be here today listening to me ramble on if you weren't, and I just want to thank you all. What's next on the agenda? We would like to acknowledge our outgoing vestry. We have 2 members who are, it was kind of a strange year. Usually we have 4 come on, 4 go off. We haven't done that since I've been here. We have 2 going off this year. Angela Cooley, is Angela here? I haven't seen her. And we have Tim Hillis, who has had to step down for his work reasons. He's going to miss his final year. So Tim, I've got something, if you would come forward, I have something for you. Tim and I also have been friends for many years, and it has just been a joy to serve with him the last 2 years, year and a half or so on the vestry, and I want to thank you, friend. Listen. Also, we want to welcome our new members, Greg Betke, Nicole Cornwell, Rick Lane, and Debbie Poehler to our vestry this year. Y'all have already elected them and greeted them, And we've also added, or not added, but we retained the services of Marion Briscoe and Bob Toder. And Bob is going, go ahead. Marion is going to fill a 2-year term that was left by someone last year, and then Bob is going to step in and fill Tim's last year. Both of them were already on the vestry filling other terms, and so this is going to kind of make complete terms for both of them. But they're very much a part of our team, and that's I appreciate them. I also have just a special recognition and a special gift for someone who has been on the vestry many years and stepped down because I asked her to. Amber, would you come forward? Amber does so much for me that blesses y'all, and I just can't even begin to appreciate all that she does. Amber is our special projects coordinator, which basically means she does anything I ask her to do. And it was a joy to work with her. It was a joy to serve with her as the senior warden when I was called. And I just want to appreciate your time on the vestry those years, and thank you. Let's see. I have retained the services again of Susan Grody for another year as senior warden. She came in midterm and stepped up for Amber, and now will be my senior warden for this year. I can't keep her another year because she rolls off, but I'm very excited to work with her this year. And we are going to, or we did at our last meeting, we voted John Onrusek as our junior warden again. John's done a wonderful job in helping us take care of our facilities. He got us new air conditioners as quickly as possible, and thank you for that. And then the last thing, let's see, that I have, I was asked to tell you that there are paper directories over here. Looks like a lot of them are gone, so you may have already picked them up. If you would like a paper directory to go with your app that you have on your phone, you can get one of the yellow copies over here. And then I have one final presentation. Last year I brought in something that I enjoy doing, that I've done at other parishes, and to award an honorary gift, the Church Mouse Award. The Church Mouse is someone who gets around and does things unseen, unheard, and it is just somebody that we really could not do without. The things that they offer to us and to our facility, to us as friends and family, is just a wonderful, wonderful gift. And we have a second year now recognition of someones who have done just an outstanding job. Mary Ellen and Frank Clute. Stay by the mic. I don't like that. Y'all don't know that Mary Ellen has been working on our history. She's been going through all the records and photos and notes and things back for the last 150 years and putting them together for us so that we can enjoy knowing what our history is. So as our unspoken of historian, we thank Mary Ellen, and she does all kinds of other things for us. And then Frank, I can't even name the things that you do. The main thing, not the main thing, one of his greatest gifts to us is he maintains our fountain out there and keeps it clean and working and going so the kids can play in it. And I had a parishioner from 40 years ago call me a couple of months ago and say, have you seen my name on one of the tiles? And I went out there and I looked and I found it. It took me forever, but I found it, and because it wasn't where she told me it was. But because it was so clean and nice and kept up, and I was able to find it for her and take a picture. But Frank does so much more that y'all are our church mouse recipients this year. Let's see it. Thank y'all. Gosh, we got all kinds of time. I can talk for 20 more minutes.
Good, let's go.
It is. I'm really excited about the chili cook-off. All of you, if y'all put in just get a pot of chili and bring it up, a big pot. You don't have to bring chili to come. I want to see all of these tables filled on the 13th of February after the second service, eating chili, just enjoying good fellowship. And I won't even get up and talk, I promise you. But it'll be a lot of fun. And then you can go home and watch that whatever game that they have right before baseball season starts. Susan, is there anything else we have? Thank you all. Thank you all. It is just a joy to serve with you here at Calvary Episcopal Church. And it is just an honor to know each one of you individually. I'd like to invite Deacon Nancy to come up and close with prayer for us.
Let us pray. God, I thank you for this very special time together, for the blessing of our Calvary family, for the blessing of the work that you have given us to do. Be with each of us as we go into the world to love and to serve you. In your holy name I pray. Amen.
Amen. There's more food. There's time for fellowship. Church starts in 20 minutes.